Hey guys, 3D Crypto here. Hope everyone's doing well. And guys, actually today's video was supposed to be a video about how to grow your team, because after the response of my previous video, I wanted to basically do a video about how to grow your team. But obviously since then, we've had some big things happen on the Bankroll network, namely the Bankroll Reactor was released. I will release the team building video very shortly, probably tomorrow, but please bear in mind that video was made before this video, so that video is ready to roll. But I will talk about a brief about Reactor. So Reactor was a new approach to how liquidity was going to be provided for BnkrX price to make it sustainable in the long term, in the next 4 to 5 years, just to make sure that the price hardens. And the old SwapX had liquidity where it was very simple to get price fluctuations. If there was more BnkrX than there was TRX, then obviously the TRX to BnkrX price would decrease, and vice versa. So Reactor was something that would have basically locked up some liquidity and dripped it back out at 1% to harden the price. So we did anticipate a drop in price, and then we would have seen it basically find its own natural plateau of price and become almost like a stable coin. So someone basically last night kind of used the contract, the Reactor contract. So as you can see, we've got 38.295 million TRX in there, which is over $1 million. But someone realized that this contract was live, and they went ahead and used this contract to basically wash trade. So I'll leave all the contract address below and the blockchain addresses for these TRX wallets to show you exactly what happened. But in theory, what this wallet done was basically wash trade. So it started off with like 50 BnkrX and 15,000 BnkrX. So it wasn't a huge whale. So it wasn't a dump from one single player. It was just one person literally buying 15,000 BnkrX, selling 15,000 BnkrX, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, and in the process locking up the TRX into liquidity and bringing down the price. So if this was the old SwapX, it would have done nothing. But because Reactor locks up TRX liquidity, we saw that big jump in price downwards. What the main takeaway from this is, the person who done this didn't actually make any money. If anything, they lost money, because every time they wash trade that 15,000 BnkrX, it just decreased in value every single time. So what you guys who are watching this video have got to realize is, whoever done this didn't benefit in any way, shape or form. If anything, they lost money. So you've got to think, what are the motives behind someone doing this? Is it someone that wants to basically do it out of malice and do a malicious attack on the contract to make Bankroll look bad? Because Bankroll didn't lose money. All that happened was liquidity got moved from unrealized into basically locked TRX liquidity in a contract. And if you look at all the analysis for this contract and whoever created this contract, it was created on the 14th of January. It was created literally for a few minutes, and this contract done 181 transactions in less than an hour, and it just brought the price down from 26 TRX for one BnkrX down to 8 TRX for one BnkrX, and that was it. They achieved nothing, but they done it out of malice. So what happened was, after that attack was run, or that wash trading happened, the Reactor locked up all that liquidity. Basically $1 million worth of liquidity was locked up. And in theory, what happened was the network market value reflected that. So the network market value used the price oracle of on SwapX, and at that time it was 26 TRX. So it would have shown it was almost $25 million in network market value. But now it's basically using the price oracle, which shows now it's at 8 TRX. So that price oracle on the main page was just showing you unrealized price, unrealized profits, unrealized gains of what, if basically all the BnkrX and SwapX was sold at 26, that's what it would be worth. But that's not the case. But now what's happened is the Reactor has basically locked up that liquidity, and to basically further harden the price, it will drip it out at 1% a day, and this would have continued. So we anticipated this, the Bankroll team anticipated this would have happened, but at a slower pace. So the price would have gradually come down and then hardened, but someone obviously ran that attack and brought the price down very quickly. So what the Bankroll team has decided is, right now they have decided that the Reactor will be put on pause. So that 38.3 million TRX, it will not be increased. It will just drip out 1% every single day, and liquidity goes back to SwapX. So regular SwapX liquidity, it goes back to that. So Reactor was an experiment. Bank Teller did say that in the Telegram chat, that the Reactor was an experiment to see what would happen. So we did anticipate this being one scenario happening. But obviously we didn't anticipate someone would do it out of malice for no profit, no gains. And this was all discussed on the Telegram chat, even in the main Bankroll Telegram chat. So what in essence, what this person done was just decrease the market value, unrealized market value of Bankroll. And then obviously anyone looking from the outside in would say, oh, the market value was 25 million, now it's 15 million. But that was the unrealized market value. So to overcome this, the Reactor has now been put on hold. So the Reactor has put like an emergency brake. So all buys and sells of BnkrX now go back through SwapX, and the Reactor will stop at 30.83 million because no more liquidity will be sent to Reactor, but it will still continue to pay out 1% of that balance every single day. So you've got 1 million being paid out 1% a day back into liquidity, which if anything just hardens the price more. So this has happened of right now. So if you're watching this video, that price of 8.546 Tron per BnkrX by now has probably gone back up again now to probably 12 TRX 13, and it will probably go back up to the 26 range. So if anything, it was the perfect opportunity for everyone that wanted to get into Bankroll Flow and BnkrX to kind of build their position. So as I said, guys, the React experiment, it's run its course. It will still be there on SwapX UI. It will show that the 1% is being dripped to liquidity every single day. So Reactor will still provide liquidity to SwapX, but now all BnkrX buys and sells have reverted back to liquidity. So the main aim of the game at the moment is, guys, is to keep on rolling, increase adoption. I will release the team building video very shortly. So most likely by tomorrow, I'll release that team building video on how to build your team further and ways to build your team. So guys, what happened to Bankroll? Not a lot. Basically, some liquidity was moved around from unrealized market value to now realized market value. We now have $1 million of TRX in the SwapX liquidity pool. If BnkrX demand and supply work as they should, and the BnkrX supply goes, the BnkrX supply increases or decreases, the price will reflect that as well. So now we've got a lot of liquidity. So if BnkrX demand increases but the supply decreases, you can see that price shooting up very quickly. And as I said, by the time you're watching this video, the price has gone up probably. So it's a good buying opportunity. Anyone that was on the sidelines that didn't want to get into Bankroll at the highs of like 39 and 40 TRX, now's the perfect time for you guys to get on in. So guys, that's all for today's video. It was just a quick brief video. All the established players, you carry on doing what you were doing. The players that were there and just rolling, price doesn't really affect you. You just carry on doing what you're doing, increase adoption, and carry on rolling. And then for the new players, it's a good time for you guys to get in. Price adoption, when it's low, you will see adoption will increase. So we can see our numbers for Bankroll increasing most likely. And just, yeah, keep on rolling, guys. Keep on getting more people into Bankroll, and keep showing everyone your daily gains. So guys, that's all for this video. Until my next video, take care.